Good?
Go.
Okay. I'm Holly Harmon, and I teach high school English and Spanish, and I'm going to use the House on Mango Street as my mentor text. So in front of you guys have the example of the vignette that's in here. It's the 4 skinny trees. And this lesson will be on personification. Can anybody tell me what personification is?
When animals and things that are inanimate take on human characters.
Exactly. So personification in this story, since Sandra Cisneros is the author of this, she does such an amazing job at the words that she chooses, really paints a vivid picture for you. So in the House on Mango Street, 4 skinny trees you have in front of you. Could I get somebody to read this vignette?
I'll read it.
Okay, thanks, Brian.
They're the only ones who understand me. I'm the only one who understands them. 4 skinny trees with skinny necks and pointy elbows like mine, for who do not belong here but are here. 4 ragged excuses planted by the city. From our room we can hear them, but Ninny just sleeps and doesn't appreciate these things. Their strength is secret. They send ferocious roots beneath the ground. They grow up and they grow down and grab the earth between their hairy toes and bite the sky with violent teeth and never quit their anger. This is how they keep. Let one forget his reason for being. They'll all droop like tulips in the glass, each with their arms around the other. Keep, 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 trees say when I sleep. They teach. When I am too sad and too skinny to keep keeping, when I am a tiny thing against so many bricks, then it is I look at trees. When there is nothing left to look at on this street. 4 who grew despite concrete. 4 who reach and do not forget to reach. 4 whose only reason is to be and be.
Excellent reading. Thank you very much. So as you read through this little vignette that Sandra Cisneros has written in this House on Mango Street, what personification do you read in there? Like what can you pull out that makes the imagery so vivid in your mind?
The skinny trees with skinny necks and pointy elbows.
Pointy elbows. And of course we know that trees don't have elbows, right?
And you still picture it.
Exactly, the skinniness. So, and there's 4 of them. Do you see any significance with the number 4, or is it just a random number? Don't know? Okay.
Maybe a family?
Okay, perhaps it represents our family. Excellent. All right, so the next paragraph says, their strength is secret. They send ferocious roots beneath the ground. They grow up and they grow down and they grab the earth between their hairy toes and bite the sky with violent teeth and never quit their anger. This is how they keep. What do you see in that? That's personification.
Well, they're grabbing the earth between hairy toes and biting the sky.
And how disgusting is that? Think about the hairy toes. I mean, some people are really creeped out by toes. But the fact that she puts that in her writing, it just gives it another dimension. And it goes up and down and talks about biting the sky. The next paragraph talks about let one forget their being, and they all droop like tulips in a glass. You guys know what tulips look like? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and then it talks about keep, keep, keep. And she does the 3, like the keep, keep, keep. And then she talks about 4 who grew despite the concrete, 4 who reach and do not forget to reach, and 4 whose only reason is to be and be. So she uses repetition in here. So what I need you to do on the piece of paper that you have is to draw what you read in the story. Maybe about 2 or 3 minutes. It's a rough sketch. I'm not asking you to be Pablo Picasso. Just kind of sketch something down. Take the main things that we read through here, and then just kind of sketch it out. So as you're drawing, what's the hardest part of the drawing part? Is it the actual putting it down into what it looks like, what she's pictured it, or?
I have a good visual of what it looks like, but putting it on paper is hard because I'm not a drawer.
Right.
But she does good describing the words so I can picture it in my head.
And it's such a small vignette that you can get a really good sense of what she does. Would you say the tone of this passage is happy, sad? melancholy? How would you describe it?
A little both.
Yeah, a little both.
Because you're talking about the trees and being skinny, but you think they're kind of pitiful trees, but then she talks about tulips, and they, tulips are pretty and happy.
And then violent teeth and anger, I just think of not so happy.
And she also references the concrete and those four who grew despite the concrete. There's a strength there that she's trying to portray, that the main character in this. Yeah. So would you like to show your like the things? Just hold it up real quick. You've got you got a skinny tree and you made yours tall,
got a
right?
skinny tree.
You got some hairy toe.
Hairy
That's
toes.
awesome.
When I thought of elbows, I guess I thought of branches coming out. That would be
Yeah, that's
pointy.
Yeah. And what do you have, Charlotte?
Oh, I have the roots going down. And then we mentioned something about hands, so that's why I put the hands up there to the side.
That's good. What do you got, Chrissy?
We've got an actual
Oh,
toes.
she's
yeah.
got toes on her tree.
That's good. Brad.
I have kind of
That's got
city,
the landscape.
kind of a cityscape here. You got the skinny trees growing on the sidewalk, the road, kind of the dark clouds, kind of representing the mood, I guess, maybe of how the trees feel. But
Good.
That's awesome. So personification, giving inanimate objects human characteristics, and I think Cincinnati does a great job of representing that in her writing.